All right, the price of a haircut in Boston, men versus women. Dear Billy Balderdash, I've heard that word before, balderdash. Is that an insult? Is it a character in a classic tale? I don't know. All right. I, a man, recently instigated a fight against 9 women about the cost of haircuts. Oh, really? I like this guy. That's great instinct. My wife, he says, had a bunch of female friends over, and they were all talking about how expensive it is to get a haircut. We're all drinking wine. I'm being quiet. We live in Boston, USA, where things are very expensive. I sat there listening to them complaining about how much it costs to get a haircut. My wife said she paid $450 for her last haircut. My wife's hair is about halfway down her back, and it's blonde and beautiful. Her friends all agreed on the price, and they have a variety of hair. Black women with different styles, white women with short hair, native women with long black hair down to their butt. While they all bemoaned the cost of hair, I was doing mental math. I'm a regular white male with boring brown hair. Don't say that about yourself. You're a special white guy, and your brown hair isn't boring. It's all how you wear it, honey. I get a haircut about every 4 weeks. A haircut in Boston, including a tip, costs anywhere between $40 and $65. So the average price is $52.50. But let's round that down to $50. Sir, what you're doing right now is you're presenting a rational argument. Now, this is going to make sense to all the men out there. This is not going to make sense to them. And a lot of times, both men and women, when they're complaining, they just want to get it out, okay? And everybody feels that whatever is happening to them, generally speaking, is the worst fucking thing happening and the most important thing right now. But what are you going to do? You're sitting there, 6 against 1, and you're going to come at them with logic. Gee, and you got into an argument with them? Anyways, $50, 52 weeks a year times a haircut every 4 weeks equals 13 haircuts a year. $50 per cut times 13 is $650. I'm a hairy Irish potato guy, so toss in a few times where I need to pay $10 to get my neck cleaned up for a wedding or an event, and even as a conservative estimate, I'm spending close to $700 a year on haircuts as a basic man. Okay. So rather than just keeping that information to yourself and then calling one of your guy friends and laughing about it, which is what an older guy does, if they're mature. Because I'll be honest with you, I would do the same fucking thing. But there's a 20% chance now that I wouldn't, where before it was 100%, I was all in. Boots on the ground, as they say in military. The military. I finally spoke up and made this point to all the women, and they all berated me. Oh, what a surprise. They said there's no way I spend that much. I presented my math and explained it. Then they switched their argument. Oh, yeah, there you go. From you don't spend that much to we would get haircuts more frequently if they were affordable. I said maybe if you went in and just got the ends cut a few times a year, you wouldn't have to spend $450 to get a full cut, color, champagne, and all of that bullshit. They hated that. I sat back knowing that $700 is more than $450, while they all hollered about how expensive women's hair can... Oh, dude, I love what you did. You fucking threw a rock at the hornet's nest and then just sat back in your beekeeper outfit and watched them all buzz around the room. That's entertainment where I come from. So I sat back knowing that $700 is more than $450, while they all hollered about how expensive women's hair care is and acted like men don't spend a dime on haircuts. Well, I would also say this. My wife doesn't just get her hair done once a year. She's going in there quite frequently, so I have no idea. I have no idea what she spends, but I know, depending on what hairstyle you have, you know, and then how you want to keep it or whatever. Like, they're not just going in once a year. All right, so you can't treat them all like they're Crystal Gale, like they're just fucking hair down to their ankles. just not getting it cut for years and years. I wonder what Crystal Gale has spent on haircuts over the years. You know what's funny? All the money she saved in not getting a haircut, she then spent in time washing her fucking hair. All right. Anyways, while they all hollered how expensive women's haircut is and acted like men don't spend a dime on haircuts, my conclusion, but black guys go to the fucking barber like once a week, it seems. So it all depends on where you are. That's actually a fascinating fucking argument, which could have been, you could have presented it in a more fun way. But what's more fun if you're just sitting there listening to six women bitching to throw logic in the middle of it just to piss them all off? There's a lot of fun to be had in this. My conclusion was that I spend more than women in Boston on haircuts. They don't believe me. They hate it. They think they're victims getting swindled, even though they spend less than me, a regular-looking guy with blonde, boring hair on haircuts. Well, I can also tell you this. There's a lot of men paying for those women's haircuts. There's not a lot of women paying for, like, a guy goes to the barbershop. There's not some fucking, not a sugar daddy, sugar mama paying for the fucking thing. I just want you to fly off about this because it's an example of women defying logic because they've already made up their minds about something. Well, sir, I would also say so have you. Because you're by your math, a woman goes to the beauty salon once a year, and that is not fucking true. I would think that they go in there every 3 to 4 months, white women, and then I don't know. I don't know what black women do. I'm just basing it on my wife. My wife goes more than that. And I know, and it's a fucking, not only that, it's a fucking all-day event. But then if you want to shore up your argument, you then have to ask black guys how many times they go. You know, as far as my experience, black dudes go there on average once every 10 days, I would guess. Oh, you know what? Why do I need to guess? I have listeners. You know what? What the fuck? Let's open this up to everybody. All right, ladies, how many times, and don't be honest so we can get a good fucking answer. Stop trying to fucking win. I just want to know how often you go. I don't want to listen to you fucking talking about how much it cost, because how much it costs also depends on where you go. All right? You getting your hair highlighted in Beverly Hills, or if you're getting it fucking highlighted at the South Shore Plaza, that's the same procedure. It's two different prices. All right? So just tell me how often you go. White guys, how often you go? Once a month? Once every 6 weeks? It all depends. Then there's other people, they buy those fucking clippers with a guide, and then they don't go at all. I don't know. That's interesting. But it's also interesting, too, if out of all those 6 women there, I would be willing to bet that one of them doesn't pay for their beauty visits. One of them, at least one of them has a man that is paying for if they're married, 100%, they're not paying for it. The guy's paying for it. All right? And you can call that sexist or you can call that the God's truth. I don't give a fuck. I'm just saying my reality. I love when my wife goes to the beauty salon. She comes home, she's fucking happy, you know? And then I'm psyched to see her. She was gone for most of the day. Absent makes the heart grow fonder, and she comes in, she looks even more gorgeous than she did when she left. I don't give a fuck.